Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Thank you for attention here. Today I want to introduce myself. I am Rosida Indriatni. I am resident of Conservative Dentistry Department of Hasanuddin University. I want to present my literature review paper. The title with access opening in root canal treatment with minimal invasive technique. Is it effective? A literature review. Before I presented my literature review paper, I want to big thanks to my lecturer, Dr. Gigi Juni Jati Nugroho, Specialist Konservasi Gigi Konsultan, for helping me to finish my paper. So I want to start my presentation now about access opening in root canal treatment with a minimally invasive technique. Is it effective? A literature review. Introduction. Endodontic is the branch of clinical dentistry associated with the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of pathologies of the dental pulp and their sequelae. Endodontic is access cavity preparation for the reform of pulp chamber, so we can get the straight line access of the root canal. Access opening in root canal treatment to remove any caries, graft the pulp chamber, and locate all of the canal orifices, so we can get established straight line access to the canal. Access opening in root canal treatment, like I explained before, we can get deroofing any pulp chamber area of the tooth structure to get access opening, and then we can get a very small instrument for file of root canal, so we can get a pulp chamber and root canal cleaned and shaped. Access opening in root canal treatment for a long-term glue, we can use conventional design because it consistently achieves the required goals, but it has effect on the tooth survivability and resistance to fracture because there are many loss of the structure of teeth for conventional design access cavity. But for a recent years, we can get a minimally invasive design because minimally invasive design preserving the pericervical dentin and improve the resistance to fracture because it preserving pericervical dentin of the tooth. Conventional design. I want you to explain about the conventional design, which is conventional design is eliminate any other interference that could compromise any aspect of ensuing next treatment. But conventional achieves the required goal of endodontic treatment. It can be raised on the survivability and resistance to fracture because that I explained before, which is conventional design is deroofing any pulp chamber of the teeth and many structure of the teeth, which is the pericervical dentin loss of the from the access cavity preparation of conventional design. Conventional access cavity in an anterior teeth. Usually it's called about the lingual access cavity, which is usually designed from the palatal for the maxillary and lingual for the mandibulary. Because it is designed from palatal original for aesthetic purposes. This is extend from just coronal to the cingulum with a 2 mm of incisal edge. The morphology of conventional access cavity in anterior teeth is ovoid in caninus or triangular for incisor. And then conventional access cavity for posterior teeth is usually called traditional access cavity preparation or TAC. This is complete deroofing of the pulp chamber and to get a straight line access to the apical part of the canal. For recent years, we can get the trending topic of the access cavity preparation is minimally invasive design, which is minimally invasive design is the process of achieving treatment goals of endodontic by removing and replacing tissue as little tissue as possible. Minimally invasive access cavity serves to disperse pressure and increase the tooth's resistance to the fracture. Why? Because minimally invasive access cavity design is preserving pericervical dentin that a stress distributor for any load stress distribution. And then I would like to explain about the classification of access cavity design for minimally invasive design especially. 1. Traditional access cavity or TAC. Traditional access cavity is complete removal of the pulp chamber by sieving. As we know that I explained for the presentation before is traditional access cavity is called about the conventional access cavity. The removal is to get the straight line access is obtained by removing pulp chamber roof, the pulp horns, dentin, and the incisal edge. Straight line access to the canal orifices with the smoothly different axial walls so that all orifices can be seen with the straight line access. And then number 2, conservative access cavity or CAC. CAC is entry point away from the single toward of the incisal edge on the lingual or in the palatal surfaces by creating a small triangular shape or oval shape access cavity. For posterior access cavity, it starts at the central fossa of the occlusal surface. It can be a convergent axial walls or divergent axial walls to occlusal surfaces. Truss access cavity or TAC. Truss access cavity only for posterior access cavity. Access cavity starting from the occlusal surface penetrates into edge surfaces and avoids removal of the anti-roof of the pulp chamber. And then caries-driven access cavity or caries AC. This is same on between anterior or posterior of teeth. Only access to pulp chamber is performed by removing caries and preserving all remaining tooth structure, including the soffit structure. This leaves healthy dentin tissue. Caries-driven access cavity only removing any caries structure of the teeth. And then restorative driven access cavity or RESTO-AC. This is same with caries driven access cavity, which is between anterior and posterior access cavity. Access cavity in restorative teeth. Access to the pulp chamber is performed by totally or partially removing existing restoration and by preserving all possible remaining of the structure. So, for restorative driven access cavity, only for restorative of the teeth. Next, I would like to explain about the effectivity of minimal invasive design from several literature. Remaining from remaining the structure to the fracture resistant, minimally invasive access cavity preparation have been proposed in endodontic with the aim of preserving the pericervical dentin. Why? because pericervical dentin function as a stress distributor. Preserving it may potentially improve the resistance to fracture. We can get from the journal of the title of access cavity preparation, classification, and literature review of traditional and minimally invasive endodontic access cavity design, traditional access cavity or conventional access cavity that we know. So we can see that for 9 studies showed decreased fracture resistance with TAC or conventional access cavity compared with other conservative design. This indicates that minimally invasive access cavity reduce crown stress and further reduce predisposition of crown fracture. In contrast to straight line access opening, we can see that minimally invasive is reduced crown stress and reduced predisposition for crown fracture. This is like, can we say that unanimous agreement among the study more tooth structure is lost from the crown with conventional compared with conservative access cavity. And the other journal said that minimally invasive access cavity preparation aims to preserve sound dentin by maintaining as much as possible part chamber, because remaining as much as the part chamber is to preserve fracture resistance of the tooth. And then next, the effect of minimally access cavity for stress distribution is conventional access cavity preparation. More stress is generated particularly at the cervical area. But for minimally invasive access cavity is decreased stress distributor not only occlusal area but also cervical area because it has minimally access cavity design. Let's explain for the before slide is because minimally invasive access cavity is preserves pericervical dentin. We can see that from the journal, from the several journal as 7 study evaluated the amount of the stress distribution. 5 study conclude that TAC or conventional access cavity showed more stress generated, particularly at the cervical area, especially. Saber et also showed that the size of endodontic access cavity was inversely proportional to the cervical stress generated, more apical transmission of the stress as the size of the access cavity becomes large. And then the other activity of minimal invasive access cavity is the effect of the area without instrumentation to the number of the bacteria. As we know that minimally invasive access cavity yielded more bacteria positive samples and a higher bacteria count, especially bacteria positive sample. Minimally invasive access cavity causes limited access to the instrument into the root canal and increases the risk of unprepared of untouched root canal because the access is minimally to the tooth. We can see that from several literature that minimally invasive there are more bacteria positive sample compared with TAC or conventional access cavity. And the other journal said that include before study evaluated influence of access cavity design on touch area of the root canal walls after preparation using CBCT. And the other journal said that truss access cavity compared to thread traditional access cavity after chemomechanical preparation using rotary instrument and conventional syringe irrigation that there are many higher bacteria for minimally invasive access cavity than conventional access cavity. And then the other activity of minimal invasive is time for preparation and instrumentation. Minimally invasive access cavity preparation takes less time than conventional design because minimally invasive access cavity only lower time for the access cavity. Minimally access cavity more difficult to, but minimally invasive access cavity more difficult to detect root canal with minimally invasive technique than conventional design. For the literature, we can see that a study evaluated the treatment time when conservative access cavity technique for Chichades associated with decreased treatment time to locate the canal compared with conventional access cavity approaches in anterior or posterior sheath. And minimally invasive access cavity increase the time span of the treatment to unacceptable level. And for orifice location, for minimally invasive access cavity, is difficult when using minimally invasive access cavity is the location of root canal, as orifice location may impede by limited view of the pipe chamber floor. And for all my presentation, we can conclude that there is a significant differences between minimally invasive and conventional access opening design in root canal treatment. That we can see that operator skills are required to perform minimally invasive design. Here my presentation today. Stay safe and always be happy for all. Thank you. Okay, thanks. If any question, do you have any question? Thank you.